Now, this architect in charge of the project is not just a common architect. Respect, family, you're welcome. I appreciate you choosing our channel today, and I promise you, you're not going to regret it at all. Today, we are in Burkina Faso. Guys, you need to support us. Click the like button and subscribe to be part of the family. You see, the family is growing. You understand? It's all by support. Now, Burkina Faso have decided to stop the cycle of neglecting our African heroes, and it is shocking what Burkina Faso is doing. A project was accelerated in Burkina Faso on the 14th of January 2025. The project of Thomas Sankara. I'm going to tell you everything about the project, and this project is expected to be completed by the first half of 2025. The key features of this project is mind-blowing, people. And this project we are talking about is a mausoleum project. It is not museum project. There's a difference. We'll get into that aspect. Burkina Faso have decided to stop the widespread celebration of Western heroes in Africa and the neglect of Pan-African heroes who fought for the continent's freedom and sovereignty. You and I can agree to the fact that over the past decades, many African nations tend to celebrate Western figures due to colonial legacies and external influences, and then in the process often overlooking their own freedom fighters. There are many of these European heroes that we celebrate in Africa, but let me just list European heroes frequently celebrated in African schools and media. Number one is Winston Churchill of the United Kingdom. This man is celebrated as World War II hero and often admired for his leadership during the war. His legacy is taught in schools across Africa. Even though his policies on empire and colonialism were often harmful to African countries, we Africans still celebrate him and then educate our children about him being a hero. Number two, Napoleon Bonaparte of France. This man, Napoleon, is admired for his military prowess and role in shaping Europe. Despite his revolutionary impact on France, his colonial conquests in Africa have been largely downplayed in the historical narrative, and his legacy is taught across Francophone countries in Africa. Number three, Christopher Columbus. I'm not going to say much about this guy. Let's move to number four, Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. Queen Victoria, as the figurehead of the British Empire, she's celebrated in many former colonies, especially in African countries that were once under British control. Her reign was marked by widespread exploitation of African resources and people, yet we still celebrate her. Number five, Julius Caesar of Rome. Although Julius Caesar lived centuries ago, Julius Caesar is widely revered in European history for his political and military leadership, and his impact is often taught in African schools that follow a European-centric curriculum, overshadowing African leaders who fought for the freedom of Africa. In contrast to these, African heroes who fought for freedom and sovereignty of Africa are less celebrated and honored, and Burkina Faso have decided to change the trend. With your permission, let me list just 5 of these leaders and show you how Burkina Faso have decided to stop this nonsense cycle. Since this conversation is connected to the great Thomas Sankara, it is good to remember the forgotten heroes. Yes, I think it is better to be in freedom fighting mood for this type of conversation. Number one, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. We all know Kwame Nkrumah was a key figure in African liberation movement and the Pan-African movement. He was a strong advocate for African unity and independence, but he is often under-celebrated both outside and inside his home Ghana. Number two, we have Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso. Sankara is known as African Che Guevara. This young man led the revolution in Burkina Faso to establish an independent, self-reliant, and socialist nation. Despite his significant impact on Burkina Faso, he is less recognized on a global scale. Number three, Patrice Lumumba, Democratic Republic of Congo, a man whose death became a curse to DRC. Lumumba happened to be the first prime minister of the independent Congo, fought for the sovereignty of his country, and was assassinated due to his anti-colonial stance. Yet he is not widely celebrated in schools in Africa. Number four, you have Samora Machel of Mozambique. Machel was the first president of Mozambique and a key figure in the struggle against Portuguese colonialism. His legacy is less known both outside and inside Africa. Number five, we have Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya. Kenyatta, who was Kenya's first president, was a prominent leader in the fight against British colonialism. His legacy is overshadowed by Western heroes and colonial figures in many regions. So Burkina Faso have have decided to change the game. Burkina Faso is practically leading the entire African continent to awakening shift. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the current leader of Burkina Faso, has frequently expressed deep admiration for Thomas Sankara. Ibrahim Traore regards Thomas Sankara as great visionary whose integrity, patriotism, and commitment to a sovereign nation like Burkina Faso continue to inspire many. In Traore's public addresses, Traore often invokes Sankara's legacy, emphasizing the need to complete the work that Sankara initiated. And just like Thomas Sankara, he has pledged to fight imperialism and colonialism, aligning with Sankara's anti-imperialist stance. Additionally, the people of Burkina Faso who witness what is happening in Burkina Faso, they have compared Traore to Sankara due to his mindset, lifestyle, and policies aimed at national sovereignty and development. The people who are observing closely in Burkina Faso, they noted that similar to Sankara, Traore is known for his humility and dedication to public service, and often, just like Thomas Sankara, wearing his military uniform and avoiding lavish expenditures. This practice is not common in Africa, because in Africa, once you become a leader, you need V8, expensive cars and convoy with expensive life living. And so through these actions and statement of Traore seeks to honor and contribute to transformative vision that Thomas Sankara had for Burkina Faso. Therefore, the Thomas Sankara Mausoleum construction is being initiated. The progress of this project was updated on 14th of January from the architect in charge of the project. On 14th January 2025, the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister has been changed. We have a new Prime Minister of Burkina Faso, Emmanuel, Emmanuel, met with renowned architect whose name is Francis Kéré in Ouagadougou. They met in the capital city. The meeting focused on update regarding the construction of the Thomas Sankara Mausoleum. This mausoleum is a key feature of the larger memorial dedicated to the revolutionary leader Thomas Sankara. At the meeting, the architect shared a positive update about the project progress, and according to his word, this is what he said. Part of his word, he said, "We have made significant progress. Our goal is to surprise and inspire the people." This project carried the support and collaboration of government officials, the International Committee of the Thomas Sankara Memorial, and the presidency of the Memorial Committee. According to Burkina Faso's authority, the project is a Pan-African symbol of unity and a tribute to Thomas Sankara and his companions. It is designed to honor their legacy across Africa and the world. So it is not just for Burkina Faso, but the entire Africa. It's expected to be completed by the first half of 2025, as I said earlier. The project focuses on sustainability, including the use of recycled materials and local economic development. Now, this architect in charge of the project is not just a common architect. He has received global recognition, including the 2023 Premium Imperial Prize, often called the Nobel Prize of Art. This award was given to him for his contribution to architecture. So this project reaffirmed the government commitment to promoting key cultural and historical projects like the Thomas Sankara Memorial. One thing that is for sure that is going to benefit the country is that this project or this initiative is going to boost tourism and socio-economic development. The government of Burkina Faso did not just speak, they assure the architect of the government support to ensure the project timely and successful completion. Now let's look at the key features of this Sankara Memorial. Number one is going to have the Sankara Tower, and 87-meter tall structure symbolizing progress and revolution. Number two is going to have the mausoleum. This is to honor Thomas Sankara and his companion. Many of you know what happened to them. You know, it's another story together. Number three, it is going to have a cable car. This is to connect the memorial to the Ouédraogo Bank Park in the Burkina Faso. That's another content on its own. And number four, we're going to have a green belt to surround the city of Ouagadougou. Number five is going to have additional infrastructures. Around 15 structures will be added to make the memorial a global landmark. With the combined effort of the government, this project is set to become a significant cultural and historical site for Burkina Faso, Africa, and the world. You see, Africans need to reflect on why Western figures, many of whom were part of colonial structures that oppressed them, are more celebrated than their own heroes who fought for freedom and sovereignty. Our educational system needs to focus on African heroes like Sankara, Nkrumah, Nkrumah, Lumumba, who dedicated their life to freeing the continent from new colonialism, and imperialism. By the way, guys, I'm loving it. It's time for revolution, and we can see the revolution going on. It never failed, and Burkina Faso is leading that. If you enjoyed the update, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to be part of the family. Respect.